What's up? What's going on, world of YouTube? This is RJ Game News USA here. Back today going over another movie and its review scores. And today we're going to go over the woke garbage known as Disney's Snow White. So, Disney's Snow White, obviously it's a live action movie based off of Snow White. I don't know if you've seen the animated series years ago. Well, needless to say, this movie doesn't do it justice. There's been many people that have sent backlash at this movie even being made because it's a total fucking joke and just total fucking woke slop garbage. So, if you hear me talk about woke slop garbage, please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. So, let's jump right into it. It got a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. Supposedly they say it's a kid's movie. I think it's a political propaganda movie. It's an hour and 49 minutes. And I'm going to cut straight to the chase at one of the problems here. You do realize, Hollywood, that Snow White is supposed to be fucking white! You fucking idiots! What were you thinking? What were you actually thinking? You literally couldn't find a white actress to play Snow White. White is literally her last name. What are you going to do next? Are you going to redo Breaking Bad and make Walter White get played by a black man? What the actual fuck are you doing? Honestly, you did it with The Little Mermaid. Now you've done it with Snow White. Why? Anyway, let's jump right into it. So Nate Adams gave it a Rotten Tomato, saying, Zegler deserves all the praise. Bullshit! She brings the warmth and presence that a Disney princess requires. Except, she's not Snow White! She's not Snow White! But why'd you even give it a Rotten Tomato then? How about Jack Martin with the fresh tomato? It's far from perfect. No shit, Sherlock. Has even the best of these true live-action remakes are, of which The Jungle Book is still high on top. But for something with so many odds against its favor, it's a mini miracle that the film is as pleasant and endearing as it is. Who paid you, bro? Who actually paid you for that opinion? Sean Collier with a Rotten Tomato says, in short, hi-ho, don't go. And this is one of the funniest fucking reviews you could have from somebody over Snow White. I love it. Somebody actually paid for that man's opinion, and it's on the front page of Rotten Tomatoes. Got a fresh tomato from Daniel M. Kemple, who says, Snow White should do well as family entertainment, but perhaps the best news is that with this upcoming live-action version of Lilo and Stitch, Disney is running out of animated features to remake. Thomas Santini with a fresh tomato says, it was crafted with the purpose and confidence, and much like the original, it carries a sense of innovation that makes it feel just as groundbreaking in its own way. It's not groundbreaking. Even if they cast the characters right, and even if it wasn't woke garbage, it's just Snow White live! It's nothing groundbreaking about it! Simon Foster with a fresh tomato. Webb's spin on the classic animated tale doesn't quite defy gravity like that other recent fairy tale epic, but it does honor the memory and legacy of the source material with an understands elegance. Okay. The Lion King live action was great. I don't diss on live actions remakes in general from Disney. But they have flubbed a lot of the other ones. And I mean a lot of them. From The Little Mermaid to now Snow White. I have no confidence in Lilo and Stitch either. But I don't think they cast a white person to be the main actress. So I think that doing that to the other properties they have, miscasting them and pushing woke garbage propaganda is a problem. It's a problem, people. How about Corey Coleman with a Rotten Tomato? Rachel Zegler is a great Snow White. How? But the movie is just another Disney studio product with a slap-together ending. So, couple things here. Even the ones that give it a Rotten Tomato and acknowledge the movie is crap, they want to stand up for Rachel Zegler. The woke Hollywood machine wants to at least say, hey, I didn't like this movie, but we got to protect Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler is a twat. Rachel Zegler doesn't care about you. Rachel Zegler bitches about the same people she expects to line up in droves to go watch her fucking movie. She doesn't like the fans. She hates the fans. She hates actual fans. You've noticed what her social media posts say so. So she could go fuck herself as far as I'm concerned. It's a bad cosplay of Snow White. Jeffrey Harris with a Rotten Tomato. Disney's Snow White remake captures a lot of unnecessary padding and expansions of the 1937 animated classic. Yes, exactly. Jeffrey Harris has it right. 1937 animated Snow White was a fucking classic. What are they going to do next? Are they going to have some Mexican play Dorothy in Wizard of Oz? I don't hold my breath. I don't hold my breath. Kurt Loader with a Rotten Tomato says, how much does it suck, you ask? And that's the only thing he said in his review. I agree with him, but can we get a little more substance to that review, please? A little bit more. Ruth Marmains with a fresh tomato. Disney Snow White amounts to passable entertainment. While the lively tunes from Pasiak plus Paul make it enjoyable, this live-action remake is far from awe-inspiring. If it's far from awe-inspiring, why'd you give it a fresh tomato, you retard? Why would you give it a fresh tomato? If you think if it's not awe-inspiring, why would you give it a fresh tomato then? How about Jordy Sirkin with a Rotten Tomato? Says Snow White feels so pieced together with discombobulated ideas. That's the best review we've heard all day. That sounds accurate. And why I'm not ever going to watch this movie. Russ Simmons with a fresh tomato. The visuals are duly spectacular, but this reimagined Snow White is missing one vital element. Oh, what could that be? Magic. That's not the word I would have used. Kyle Smith with a Rotten Tomato. Gloss prevails over heart in nearly every scene, and plot beats feel contrived. Winnie Ma with a Rotten Tomato. It's too cheesy, too over the top, and too visually flat, while brimming over with hyperactive theatre. Kid energy that's better suited for a Disney princess's cruise ship show. Well, I mean, that could just be, an adult having to watch a kid's movie and not enjoying it. Jason Flatt with a fresh tomato. Approach Snow White 2025 with the kindness it deserves. It deserves criticism for what clearly doesn't work and should be abandoned by the industry. But sir, you gave it a fresh tomato, sir. You said it should be criticized, but you gave it a fresh tomato. Why? Why, Jason? Why, Jason? Why, Jason? Why? Sandy Aguilera Chen with a fresh tomato. Of all the Disney princesses to revisit, Snow White was the biggest gamble. And unfortunately, it doesn't really pay off. Then why the fuck, Sandy, would you give it a fresh tomato? I swear to God, your words are not matching the review. The review scores percentage should be even lower for Snow White. If the review score percentage actually matched the words in all these reviews I hear, even from the fresh tomatoes, this movie would be at a 10%. Why are you covering for this? Bullshit. Jeff York with a rotten tomato. This new take may try to be more adult, but it ends up being clunky, often strident, and an uncomfortable blend of modernity and old-timey storytelling. Uncomfortable blend, says Jeff York. He says Snow White should be white, goddammit. That's what Jeff York says, not me. That's Jeff York, not me. Abby Offer with a rotten tomato. Sweet and delightful with great production and design, but lacks the magic and charm of the beloved original. Gal Gadot gives a subpar performance that's similar to her cringe-inducing performance in Death of the Nile. And I think we're done here. I think you guys get the point. People have a lot of problems with Snow White. And honestly, if you go watch the movie and enjoy it, that is perfectly fine. Differences of opinion is what makes the spice of life. However, I can't sit through a minute of this dribble. One, because I'm not a child, and two, because I'm not an idiot. So, with that being said, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure I've already said that once, so I sound like an idiot. But please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace, I'm out. Have a good one.